16 states. And now the CDC says it's seeing an increase in transmission during youth sports practices and games.
We are learning that many outbreaks in young people are related to youth sports and extracurricular activities.
Hospitalizations are up by at least 10% in 16 states.
The upper Midwest has seen a 23% jump in the past week. Doctors blaming those highly contagious variants. Minneapolis Police Chief Madeira Oridondo asked about former Officer Derek Chauvin's knee to George Floyd's neck last summer.
Once Mr. Floyd had stopped resisting, and certainly once he was in distress and trying to verbalize that, that should have stopped.
He testified that using that much force is not a part of department policy. At a Baptist college where dancing wasn't allowed until 1996, there was plenty of dancing on campus last night. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan.
Because of COVID-19 restrictions, only 8,000 fans were allowed into Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis to see undefeated Gonzaga take on Baylor in person. But on Baylor's Waco, Texas campus, thousands more watched on the giant screen inside the football stadium.
I'm just happy to be here. Happy we made it, baby! Woo!
When it was over, the Bears never trailed the Zags. Baylor became the first Texas team to wear the men's basketball crown since 1966, defeating Gonzaga 86-70. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Major League Baseball moving the All-Star game from Atlanta to Denver in protest of that new voting law in Georgia. This is ABC News.
How clean is your nose? Most airborne germs and allergens invade through the nose, your body's air filter. It's first line of defense. You wash your hands and brush your teeth, but what about your nose? Did you know there's an easy way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself? It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to clean your nose by flushing out pollen, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and it comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. And 50,000 independent online reviews averaging 4.7 stars show just how much people love their Navage. You wash your hands and brush your teeth every day. Now you can clean your nose and help protect your health with Navage. At Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Make good nasal hygiene your new normal with Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Federal grants to help states with low-income housing are more than doubling this year. The Department of Housing and Urban Development says nearly $700 million in grants going out. After the fourth national election in Israel in the last 2 years, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is giving a first crack again at trying to form a government, but he's facing an uphill battle. After the election, none of the party leaders in Israel have a clear majority in the Israeli legislature. The Russian opposition leader who survived being poisoned by a nerve agent is now reportedly back in the hospital. ABC's Patrick Reevell is at the foreign desk.
The Russian prison where Alexei Navalny is held has said the opposition leader has been moved to the medical unit there because he's suffering from a respiratory illness. Earlier, Navalny released a message saying he has a high temperature and a cough. He also said that 3 inmates have been diagnosed with tuberculosis. It's unclear what Navalny's illness is. Obviously, COVID is a possibility. Navalny is already on hunger strike to demand medical care for severe back pain caused by a suspected trapped nerve. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, at the foreign desk.
And the latest shortage being blamed on the pandemic, ketchup packets. With so many restaurants offering takeout and deliveries, ketchup packets have become harder and harder to find, and the Wall Street Journal says prices are up 13% this year. This is ABC News.
O'Reilly. Cleaning your fuel system can make your car run better and improve gas mileage. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts and pick up a bottle of Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner and add it to your tank during your next fill-up. On sale now, buy one, get one free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stop by and talk to our professional parts people today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
You know, folks are saying once you've used a Massey Ferguson, you won't ever want another tractor. They're tough, versatile, and dependable. And now with the change of season special at NC Tractor and Farm Supply, you'll be wise to get your special deal. Our tractors have been running in families for generations. Ask about the Phil Sheehan special going on right now. NC Tractor, 299 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. Call 288-0395.
starting off with cool temperatures, but later on this afternoon, we warm up more than we did yesterday. That comes with partly to mostly sunny skies and still comfortable humidity. Our high temperature in the low 80s. It's quiet tonight, milder, mostly clear with the low in the low to mid-50s. Tomorrow is partly cloudy. It's very warm with the highs again in the low 80s. By Thursday, we start to see a few showers pop up, more so on Friday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
We'll get through the rain on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday perhaps, and then by Sunday, it's all clear again. All partly cloudy skies with highs around 73, with wind gusting to about 13 miles per hour on Sunday. Then Sunday night, lows around 51. You believe we're getting up to about 80 today for a daytime high? 80 degrees today and again tomorrow. So summertime sure feels like it's here. And showers feels like it's April for sure. Right now it's 49 degrees here at WCAB, according to Peter, the meter reader. And we're so happy to have you join us for the hour number 2 of the morning wake-up call. This is the hour we check around our counter to find out what's been going on with our various departments of fire departments and sheriff's department. And we'll do that coming up here in just a few moments. Right now I have these death announcements. Paul David Dave Tony, age 76, of Forest City, died Easter Sunday, April 4th, at his home. A memorial service will be held 4 o'clock on Wednesday, April 7th, in the First United Methodist Church of Forest City. Military honors on the church lawn accorded by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. Family will receive friends on the front lawn of the church. First United Methodist Church on Wednesday. Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory serving the family of Dave Tony. Ronald C. Ronnie Huntley, 73, of Forest City, died Sunday at Atrium Health, Main, Charlotte. Funeral services will be held 3 p.m. today at Bethany Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. The family will receive friends from 1:30 until 2:45 p.m. today in the church sanctuary. Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory serving the family of Ronald C. Huntley. A live stream of the service will be available on the Facebook page of Bethany Baptist Church for Ronald C. Ronnie Huntley. Tommy Ray Hutchins, Sr., 88, of Rutherfordton, passed away Friday at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. Funeral services will be held 2 p.m. Saturday, April 10th, at Oak Springs Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. Family will receive friends from 12 until 2 prior to the service at the church. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Tommy Ray Hutchins, Sr. Thelma Ann Smith and Barry Scott Buckner both have passed away. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory in charge of the arrangements, and we do not have the complete information on these, but we'll pass those on to you as soon as we get them. Dave Kager Cox Sr., age 78, passed away Thursday, March 25th. A celebration of Dave's life will be held 2 o'clock Sunday, April the 11th, at the Marvin Stafford residence on Henson Road, Forest City. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with those arrangements for Dave Kager Cox Sr. Boris Wishon, age 76, of Forest City, passed away Saturday, April 3rd, at Atrium Health in Charlotte. The funeral service will be conducted 2 o'clock Wednesday, April the 7th, at Plainview Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. Family will receive friends from 6 until 8 p.m. today at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with those arrangements for Boyce Wishon of Forest City. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For the complete information on these and others as they become available to us, tune in this morning at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 this afternoon as part of the afternoon report to complete information on these death announcements. Stand by now for the Rush Limbaugh Morning Update.
The Washington Post just ran a long article titled From Riches to Rags, and it's about Venezuela. Venezuela used to be one of South America's wealthiest nations, but now is one of the poorest. The Post describes how this oil-rich country is Latin America's new underclass because it's buckling under the weight of Venezuela's descent into socialism. There's no food. There's no electricity. There's no money. Every day, 5,000 people flee the country, try to escape starvation. In the last 2 years, 2 million have fled. Another 2 million will leave this year. Women risk being raped and attacked by smugglers. Members of the upper class, skilled professionals, they are abandoning their property, taking jobs as day laborers in other countries. But life is worse for those who stay in Venezuela. It's all so totally predictable, and I did predict it when Hugo Chavez came to power back in 1999. But our brilliant liberal elite, including Hollywood stars, praised Chavez and his chosen successor, socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro. American liberals always celebrate socialism, just as they're doing today in the Democrat Party, because they see it as total power. Even though it fails every time it's tried, they still think it hasn't been tried by the right people with the right amount of money.
Are you worried by the market or the value of the dollar? What's the stock market doing today? How about next month or next quarter? One thing that puts me at ease is knowing I can get real gold and silver from the Oxford Gold Group. If you haven't purchased gold or silver yet, now is the time. If you purchased gold in the past, remind yourself why. Were you seeking a more balanced portfolio or hedging against inflation? Yeah. All my listeners should call Oxford right now at 833-600-GOLD and get the Precious Metals Investment Guide totally free. The Oxford Gold Group is who I trust, it's who I recommend, it's who I get my gold and silver from. Let Oxford Gold explain the options of having real gold or silver delivered to your home, or you can have real gold and silver in your IRA or 401k. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-600-GOLD. That's right. Protect your retirement and your savings. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-600-GOLD.
100.9 FM and 590 AM.
The best of both worlds.
This is WCAB Rutherfordton.
Your 2021 Atlanta Braves are ready to defend their division crown and take Atlanta baseball fans on another fun ride.
And it's hit in the air to right field and deep. Conforto going back at the wall. It's gone! Marcell Ozuna to the opposite field has tied the game in the ninth.
And join us as we bring you another exciting season of Atlanta Braves baseball right here on your home for the Braves. We are 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB Rutherfordton.
Braves were unable to play yesterday. Someone in the Washington Nationals League contracted COVID, and so they had to postpone or delay that game. They are working on getting a doubleheader coming up. We'll give that information to you just as quickly as we can get that squared up. But somebody in the Nationals League yesterday developed COVID, so they did not go to play. Now, we do have those pocket schedules here for the Braves season. If you'd like one of those or more than one, we have plenty, so come by and ask for the Braves schedules, and we'll be glad to give you some.
We don't want you on our team. You're too slow and fat.
This is weight bias.
Don't you care how you look?
Those with the serious disease called obesity face weight bias every day.
You're not the right fit for this job.
And blame themselves.
I wish I was different.
Weight bias hurts.
Let's stop weight bias. Be part of the solution.
Go to stopweightbias.com. A public service message from Obesity Action Coalition.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. These are your headlines. Market declines, unemployment, oil prices. These can be pretty scary. Hi, I'm your Edward Jones financial advisor, Andrew Tisdale. And I'll work with you to help you understand the impact of these just short-term events and how it's not going to affect your long-term goals. We can provide the tools and the reasoned, disciplined approach on how to invest. So please, don't let these headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. Call us today, 828-287-9197. Our office is located in the Food Line Plaza in Rutherfordton. This was Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, and a member of the SIPC. Bye.
It was April 4, 1878. Less than 2 months earlier, the Lincoln County War had broken out with the killing of John Tunstall. Billy the Kid had formed a quasi-legal posse called the Regulators. 13 regulators had ridden into Blazer's mill to have dinner. They left John Middleton as lookout. Unaware of the regulators' presence, Buckshot Roberts, a member of the posse that killed Tunstall, rode into town. Lookout Middleton told the others about Buckshot's arrival. Regulator Frank Cole, a friend and neighbor of Buckshot's, said he would try to talk Buckshot into surrendering. As the conversation between the two continued, the regulators became concerned that Buckshot was actually holding Cole as hostage. The regulator leader, Richard Brewer, decided it was time to take Buckshot. The regulators commanded Buckshot to surrender. He responded by firing off a shot. The shot hit Regulator Brewer's belt buckle, ricocheted off, mangling another regulator's hand. Brewer returned fire, hitting Buckshot. Staggering backwards, Buckshot continued firing his rifle, hitting Lookout Middleton in the chest and grazing the arm of Billy the Kid. Everyone scrambled for cover. Seeing regulator leader Brewer's head picking up, Buckshot shot Brewer, killing him instantly. With 3 men shot and their leader dead, the regulators wisely retreated. Why wouldn't Buckshot Roberts surrender? He had told his friend Frank Cole that if he surrendered, he was sure Billy the Kid would shoot him on sight. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Now, this terrific Tuesday morning at 17 minutes after 7 o'clock, let's go to the phones now. Find out what's been going on in the past 24 hours around our great community. And Deputy Tony is on the phone with me now from the Sheriff's Department to give us an update from there. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Well, how are you?
Good. What's on your report?
Last 24 hours, Sheriff's Office has responded to 137 calls for service. The jail has processed 13 arrests, and the jail is currently housing 143 inmates. For incident reports, I have Herman Fender reported breaking and entering and larceny after breaking and entering. Timothy Grant reported felony breaking and entering, larceny after breaking and entering. Canteen Vending reported breaking or enter motor vehicle, larceny from a motor vehicle. Jamie Bumgardner reported misdemeanor larceny of mail. And Kelly Flynn reported damage to personal property. For arrest reports, Tonda Lee Maria Wilkerson was charged with misdemeanor larceny and was given a $1,000 unsecured bond. Dennis James Moore was charged with simple possession Schedule II controlled substance and was given a $1,000 secure bond. Kelly Rashawn Lowrance was charged with no registration plate, no liability insurance, possession of methamphetamine, and driving while license revoked, and was given a $17,000 secure bond. Robert Lewis Shepard was charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor, was given a $9,000 secure bond. Joshua Charles Lilly was charged with possession of controlled substance in jail or prison and was given a $1,000 secure bond. David Hugh Cole was charged with escape from custody or resist arrest and contempt of court, was given a $15,000 secure bond. And Tyreek O'Neill Moore was charged with failure to appear on felony and failure to appear on misdemeanor and was given a $17,000 secure bond. And that's all I got for you.
Deputy Tony, thank you very much, and you be safe out there today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
19 minutes after 7, 911 next. McCurry Deck Motors has been providing an impressive selection of automobiles for over 50 years. At McCurry Deck, you can browse the great selection of GMC automobiles and drive away in one knowing you have gotten the best deal possible. The team at McCurry Deck Motors counts it a privilege to make you a happy and satisfied customer. Why not test drive one of the comfortable and stylish GMCs today? At GMC, we are professional grade. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of GMC, Chevy, and Buick. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City. Amanda's up next, and she's over at the 911 Communications Center with our report. Amanda, good morning.
Good morning.
What is on that report, Amanda?
Well, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 839 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 39 for the emergency medical services, 22 for rescue, 137 calls for the Sheriff's Office, 84 for Forest City, 8 for Lake Lure, 29 for Rutherford, and 57 for Spindale. Bills Creek Fire Department had a residential fire alarm and a vehicle fire. Ellenboro had 2 motor vehicle crashes. Forest City had a motor vehicle crash and an industrial fire alarm. Lake Lure had a residential fire alarm. Rutherford had a motor vehicle crash, and Spindale had a vehicle fire, and that is all.
I appreciate it. Thank you, and you have a great day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Now, wouldn't it be nice to get a medical attention and not have to leave your home? Now you can, thanks to Remote MD. Remote MD is pleased to announce they have initiated a telemedicine program for residents in North Carolina to assist in preventing North Carolina residents from having to go to the emergency room for non-life-threatening situations. The telemedicine program is available to all residents in North Carolina, including Rutherford and Polk counties. It is designed to treat common medical illnesses right from your home. Now, isn't that great? No appointment is necessary. No waiting for days to see someone. This is a wonderful opportunity for people who are struggling financially or have a complicated insurance plan, but your health is important to you and you want attention now. There are no copays or deductibles. An unlimited usage program start at just $59.99 a month. Learn more about this program. Contact Remote MD today at www.remotemd.net. Again, that's remotemd.net. Here's Ruby Taylor now reporting from the SDO Fire District. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report, Ruby?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls, and on my birthday calendar I got Max Hambrick and Brentley Marr having birthdays, and Mr. and Miss James Davis having an anniversary. Hope all these people have a nice day. Signs are in the legs today and going to the feet tomorrow. That's all I got, Jim.
Thank you very much, Ruby. Have a good Tuesday.
You too.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Now we're making a stop over in the Hudlow Fire District. That's where Bob Hodge is and keeping an eye on things for us. And Bob, good morning.
Well, good morning.
How are you doing, Bob?
Doing just fine on this fine Tuesday morning.
You sounding clear, live and active, so that's a good thing.
Well, that's good. But that sun's fixing to come up, and we had a beautiful day yesterday up here, so maybe we'll get another one today.
I believe so. It's about to be about 80 degrees today, Bob.
Oh, that'd be T-shirt weather, won't it?
Sure will.
You have to put your shorts on, yeah.
Now, I don't know if I'll go that far or not.
Well, I don't know. I might run everybody off if I go crotting around with the shorts on there. But, Jim, everything's going along good up here so far this morning with the fire department. Overnight, we got the one medical call and hadn't had any fire or wreck calls or anything. And other than that, things are going along good. You was sort of short up here this morning, and everything's quiet. So maybe it'll stay that way all day today, and we'll have a good day.
Well, I hope it's going to be quiet for a long time to come yet. It's been be good to have 2 or 3 weeks with no fires.
That's right there. So, but that ground dries out pretty fast in this kind of weather, and you have to be careful about burning. We'll start having drays and brush fires there. So just have to be careful.
I hope folks will be cautious and think about it before they toss that cigarette out the window. Bob,
yeah, that's right.
You have a wonderful day over there, and thanks for keeping us posted, and I will check back in with you tomorrow.
Well, thank you, Jim. You have a good day.
Thanks, Bob. And you can catch Bob most afternoons with the Afternoon Report with Kevin Pleasant here on WCAB. You can have a pleasant afternoon each day with Kevin right here on WCAB.
It's great to get discounts on beautiful furniture, and thanks to the Recliner Center, you can get 10% off everything in the store. 10% off lift chairs, 10% off sofas, 10% off recliners, 10% off bedding. Angela has changed her hours to suit your schedule. The Recliner Center is now open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 4, and Saturdays, 9 to 2. And, of course, you can make an appointment by calling 828-395-3562. Come by soon and pick out the recliner, sofa, or lift chair that best suits you and get 10% off your purchase. Come by and see Angela Cooper at the Recliner Center today. The Recliner Center is on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Cherry Mountain Fire District's generally pretty quiet. Let's check see if they are overnight this time. Sue Price, good morning.
Good morning, Tim.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I hope you are.
I am indeed. Allergy season working on you?
Do what?
Allergy season working on you? Is allergy season working on you?
Oh, no, I'm not. Haven't been out, and I guess that's a good thing. I know that's pollen's out there too, so a lot of people are suffering with it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's not a fun thing to have. Well, let's see. I have no calls from the fire department. I have absolutely no birthdays or anniversaries on my calendars. But we hope anybody that's celebrating a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. It looks like they're going to have a beautiful day for it. And in my announcements, the blood drive coming up at Golden Valley Community Club, April the 12th, from 3 to 7 p.m. So if you can give blood, come on out and do so. On Saturday, April 17th, the barbecues, smoked chicken and pulled pork, Ruatan Hopewell Hollis Clubhouse, 2500 Hollis Road, Ellenborough, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Adults are $10, children 6 to 12, $5. And they always have a really good supper over there and usually have a good crowd, but come on out and enjoy it. And I guess that's the only announcement I have right now. It's just quiet and calm over here, and we're looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Thanks, Sue. You too, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 727 and 49 degrees.
This is Gilbert. If you owe the IRS past due taxes, don't call those toll-free national numbers. Local, affordable help is right here in Rutherford County. Stop garnishments, levies, and liens. Call Gilbert Carmona at 828-289-9300. All initial consultations are free. Call Gilbert, 828-289-9300.
Even if you do not have any tax questions or information that you want to find out more about it, just listening to this man's program on Saturday mornings from 8 to 9 is well worth getting up for. Get a cup of coffee in hand and sit and listen to Gilbert Talks Taxes on Saturday morning. Sound like it might be dull? No, never dull with Gilbert on the radio. So tune him in. You'll find it very interesting, entertaining, and informative. Gilbert Talks Taxes, Saturday mornings, 8 until 9, right after the Call Around News Report. All right, now let's check in over to the Drop-In Family Mart in Bostic, and we're talking about Gene today. How are you?
Fine. How you doing, Jim?
I'm feeling mighty fine today. Hope you are.
Looks like spring's finally arrived, doesn't it?
It sure does. Feels good today and tomorrow, looks like.
Yes, sir. It looks like we're going to get a little rain, too.
Yep. There's always room for a biscuit, though, right?
Yeah, we got biscuits and gravy and bacon. She's got steak and chicken ready to go. Coffee's brewed. Tomorrow she's going to have meatloaf and a macaroni and cheese. So,
you're talking my kind of food now.
Yes, sir. Good old hometown country cooking.
That's comfort food. They call it comfort food.
Yes, sir. From what I understand, they usually don't work on Wednesday, but they say it's been very good. So all the folks need to stop out and get a little sample of it and get their comfort food, and they'll be in good shape, won't they, Jim?
Absolutely. That'll make you smile at everybody.
Yes, sir.
Any specials making in the meat market?
Not this week yet.
Okay.
But they can come on by and check out the prices. As far as I know, we're cheaper than anybody else in town.
Generally, they have some. They probably don't have it made it yet this morning, but I tell you, I encourage folks to come by there and do their major grocery shopping, because you have so many items up and down the aisle. It's like a major grocery store, except it's hometown shopping.
Yes, sir, and I've been looking. There's not much difference in the price than, by the time you figure out your gas and have to run, so that makes it convenient.
Yep. All right, anything else going on?
That should be it, Jim. Just tell them to come on out and visit us, and we'll be more than happy to help them.
We're glad to have you on the radio today. We look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Thanks, bye. And that's the Drop-In Family Mart there in Bostic, over there in Bostic, right across from the post office. And we look forward to meeting over there for a biscuit sometime. 7:30, and we continue circling the county to find out what's been going on.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Thank you, Lou. And now let's turn our attention to Shingle Hollow and the fire district up there. And Tina White's on the phone right now. Good morning, Tina.
Good morning from Shingle Hollow.
Good morning.
It is beautiful up here.
Is it beautiful up there?
It is.
From
47 degrees.
Excuse me, go ahead.
It's 47 degrees up here. The sun's already peeking over the mountain. And it's going to be another fine day.
I'm not sure exactly what part of Shingle Hollow you live, but some sections up there you can look out and see a beautiful horizon. Mountain range, you can see that beautiful. I bet it is absolutely gorgeous when the sun starts rising above it.
Beautiful. So beautiful. Just got to thank God for these beautiful sunrises and the sunsets, too. They're spectacular.
Makes you want to break into the song, How Great Thou Art, doesn't
it? Sure does. You're right.
What's on the news up there?
Not a whole lot going on. Shingle Hollow Fire Department had one medical call. Green Hill hasn't reported anything, so I'm thinking they've been quiet. Birthdays, we've got on the Piney Knob calendar, Miss Ashley Luckadoo. She turns 18 years old. And we have Tammy Smith, Robert Hudson, and Darlene Baynard, and Trema Lancaster. They're all having birthdays today. Hope they have great big days and enjoy this beautiful weather. Hope people have time to get outside today and absorb a little sunshine.
Good for you.
That includes you too, Jim. Get outside a little bit today.
I hope I can. I spent most of the day in the office yesterday, but I need to get out today and stir around a little bit. The administrative responsibilities just pile up on top of each other, so I have to look after some of those. But I'll try to get out today. I'll think about you while I'm out there.
Okay. Everybody stay safe today and just enjoy the day.
Tina, have a wonderful day up there. I'll see you.
Bye-bye.
That's Tina White reporting out of Shingle Hollow this morning with a quiet news report. 7:33. Braves baseball schedule for today, provided they got things worked out with the COVID up in Washington. They're supposed to play yesterday, and somebody contacted it around the Washington National area, so they had to cancel that game, and they will reschedule, and I'm sure they're doing a doubleheader, but I'm not sure exactly when that is, but they'll do it. But our Braves will continue to play, hopefully get their mojo going here pretty soon. And our game of the week, football Friday night, is Burns at RS Central. That's 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock play-by-play. Chase is at South Point. Shelby is at East. And we'll join the Braves game after high school football Friday night.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Now we're up to Union Mills with our scout around the county this morning, and Brenda Kelly's on the phone to give us the news from that vantage point. Brenda Kelly, good morning.
Good morning, Jim Bishop, on this terrific Tuesday. How you doing?
I'm terrific.
I'm glad to hear it. Was you okay with who they picked to take over as the coach of the Tar Heels?
I think so. I think he would bring the obvious choice.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Let's see, he's been, 9 years with Roy?
I believe that's right, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Well, he's sure got some big shoes to fill.
I know it. He said, somewhere I was listening, they'd interviewed, and he said he always asked himself, what would Coach Smith do? So he's got some good background. He'll be all right.
An assistant coach that close to the main coach, they have to be prepared for whatever takes place. So Roy had some problems passing out there on the court several times. So
that's right.
I'm sure he's prepared for it and nervous. And when the nation's eyes are on you right now, he said, "Boy, I've got some tough things to do." But by the basketball season again, he'll have things shaped up.
Oh yeah.
I guess recruiting will be one of the toughest things you'll have to do.
Oh yeah. That's tough for anybody.
Yeah,
but
particularly when you got a new coach. You know.
That's right.
I wanted to play for Roy Williams. If Roy Williams not there, I'm not coming.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he'll hear that.
They did the same thing with Dean Smith.
but everything will be all right.
Oh yeah, it'll work out well.
They're still my team, no matter what. I'll pull for them.
If it doesn't work out, we'll just have to pull for Duke.
No, I ain't gonna pull for Duke. I'll let you do that. Oh, me. But anyway, we hope everybody's having a good day. I've got 44 degrees on the front porch, and ways of announcements. We got. I don't have any birthdays and anniversaries, so. And in ways of announcements, breakfast at the Old Gilpie School, April the 10th, from 7 to 10 a.m. Adults $7, children 6 to 12 $3, kids 5 and under free, and use social distancing and mask required. And then we got music is back in the mills. Come join us to hear some great music by these bands. Music begins at 7 p.m. with our local band, Homegrown, and the guest band will follow. No admission, tip jar for the band. A meal is available beginning at 6 p.m. for $5, and on April the 9th will be Wiregrass. And other than that, I don't have nothing. Things is opening up, though, ain't it?
They are opening up. They sure are.
Yeah, I'm glad that we can get back to a little bit of being normal.
Oh boy, me too. I'll be glad when we don't have to worry about social distancing anymore, and
I know not have to wear a mask and all that.
And wonder if the restaurants are going to be able to seat us, and wonder if our church is going to be able to let us sit side by side and sing out the hymn books. And I'm looking forward to that.
Well, you know, talking about the churches, ours has been every other. A pew was roped off, and I noticed Sunday when I went in, there wasn't none of them roped off.
Good for them. Good for them.
So I was glad to see that.
Ours still roped off, and we just about ran out of seating room.
I can imagine, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll open that up soon.
Yeah, so.
I'm not the one who makes that decision, but.
No.
They didn't ask me because they know what I would have said.
They might not have wanted to hear it, would they?
That's right.
Jim, you won't do.
I know it. That's what Faye says. Jim, you won't do. I said, what do you want me to do?
But I guess you better go check on Luther Sweet Thing Gilligan and see if everything's all right in Ellenburg.
You have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Catch you later.
All right, bye-bye. When you need your clothes looking good, pressed, and really nice, take them to the Folks Cleaners. They do such a great job over there. Now, their hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and Saturday mornings. So if you take them over there tomorrow, you'll get them back on Friday. So they, due to COVID, they sort of cut their hours down a little bit. But if you like your clothes looking good, you want to dress to impress with freshly pressed shirts and pants, uniforms, those kind of things, take them over there to Folks Cleaners. They have a drive-up window. They don't even have to get out of your car. Just drive up to the window. They'll come to the door and pick them up for you. Folks Cleaners doing a great job for folks like you and me.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Now let's head over toward Ellenboro. That's where we'll find Luther Sweet Thing Gilligan. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. That's where you find him. He's always hanging around here somewhere.
Well, you got friends and neighbors to hang around with. That's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Always have somebody to talk to. Talk about the world's affairs. Well, it's a good morning. It's quiet this morning. Not a whole lot going on. But everybody's just trying to get on back into work. Another day. See, the fire department, they had an accident yesterday morning. Then they had one late yesterday afternoon. Other than that, they were quiet all night last night. Nothing going on with them. So everything going good out here this morning. So you have a great day up there, and we'll see what happens today and tell you about it tomorrow.
I'll look forward to that. Lutheran, you have a good day, too.
All right, take care now.
That's Luther Gilligan reporting out of Ellenboro. We've been around the county now to find out what's going on. And if your fire department is not represented on this, contact your fire chief and tell them they need to get the community news and the fire department news on the radio in the mornings. We'd love to have them on, too. So if yours not represented, please contact them, and we've got room for them right here on the Morning Report. Very popular program, been going on about 54 years, and we'd like to include your area as well. It's time now for birthdays and anniversaries on this 6th day of April, April 6th. We've cleared the phone lines for you, 287-3356, 287-3356, birthdays, call those in. Anniversaries, you can call those in, and we'll celebrate, give you a big shout-out here in just a few moments on WCAB.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers of Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. They continue to strive hard to keep that honor. Come on in and see for yourself. Take a look at the all-new design 2021 F-150 or reserve an all-new 2021 Bronco coming in the spring. Don't miss out on the automobile you've been wanting at the Sisk Family Ford price. Take your pick while the picking is good on Oak Street in Forest City.
Jim, have you seen Henson Building Materials' newly remodeled showroom? It's gorgeous!
You mean where they have a full line of hardware and building materials for homeowners and home builders?
I mean where Jamie, Terry, and Tony, their friendly staff, treat me like family. Oh, they're so nice.
Hey, are they taking COVID precautions and have curbside service?
Of course! They're so thoughtful.
I do need some materials, but I don't think they'll fit in our car.
Oh, silly. They have professional delivery so we can get whatever I want.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street in Forest City.
Building starts here.
That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday wishes going out to Earl Crowder over the Oakland community. Happy birthday, Earl. Hope you have many, many more happy returns. And for everybody celebrating, we say happy April 6th to you. Stand by now. We have keys to confident living coming up. And then we got some stuff to talk about during the 8 o'clock hour. A Great America with Jim and Butch at 9:05 this morning. A lot of things happening right here on WCAB. We thank you for letting us know your thoughts on our program. Love to hear from you. In just a moment, we're going to take you down memory lane with some classic oldies.
you see someone with a smile, give him one of yours, wrote Mitzi Lang. Several days of rainy, gloomy weather brought that quote to mind. As the period of sunless days lengthened, so seemingly did people's faces. Where were the smiles when we needed them most? Why are smiles such an important part of our daily attire? I think that smiles are the spark plugs of the vehicle called happiness. Have you ever noticed that when you smile, even when you don't really feel like it, something special happens? All of a sudden the world looks rosier. Why? Because you just lit a little lamp in your space. Smiles are powerful. They are mighty mites. Smiles exercise your facial muscles. They relax you and lower your stress level. They erase frowns. Smiles are scientific. They are an action that causes a reaction. They always trigger a response of some kind. Often they invite a return smile. Sometimes they lead to conversation. They are rarely, if ever, ignored. Don't let gloom and doom be a part of your wardrobe. Don't let the negatives and grumpy expressions spoil your day. Put on a happy face and smile. Why, you ask? Because God loves you. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living. Scripts of these programs are sold in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS.
Music's on us.
Your 2021 Atlanta Braves are ready to defend their division crown and take Atlanta baseball fans on another fun ride.
Fly ball right field deep. Turning tail and running back is Renfroe. Looking up. It is gone for Freddie Freeman.
Today, don't miss a minute of Atlanta Braves baseball live from Nationals Ballpark in D.C. as Freddie Freeman and the Braves take on the Nationals. Braves Radio goes on the air at 2:50 Eastern, 1:50 Central on the Braves Radio Network.
More music, WCAB.
By day 100. The president will also announce he's moving up his timeline by 2 weeks for states to make all American adults eligible to get a COVID vaccine. The new date is April 19th. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Doctors, meantime, continue warning of that fourth surge. Dr. Anthony Fauci telling ABC that numbers are up in 19 states and that this time young people are fueling the surge.
We're finding out that it's the team sports where kids are getting together. You know, obviously many without masks that are driving it rather than in the classroom spread.
Those new, more contagious variants of the virus are also rapidly increasing the numbers. The defense in the Derek Chauvin murder trial in Minneapolis is trying to prove that drugs, not Chauvin's actions, are what killed George Floyd last summer in Minneapolis. A doctor on the stand this week, however, seems to disagree.
The ER doctor who pronounced George Floyd dead, saying he believes the primary reason for Floyd's cardiac arrest was lack of oxygen, not a heart attack or drug overdose, even though the powerful opioid fentanyl was found in Floyd's system. Next up this morning, a court hearing for Maurice Hall, the man seen in the passenger seat of Floyd's SUV, who allegedly sold Floyd opioids. He's filed paperwork intending to plead the fifth.
That's ABC's Alex Brachet. The defense has not yet begun its case and has not yet called anyone to the stand. The celebration of the campus of Baylor University. That's what it sounded like last night. It had been over half a century since a Texas college took the NCAA men's basketball title, and it happened last night. This is ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter.com/work.
We're learning a little more about the case of a missing Southern California mother of 3. Maya Melite has been missing since January. She was last seen the day that she filed for divorce from her husband, Larry. Here's ABC's Megan Trevisan.
An attorney for Maya's family says he noticed warning signs before she went missing.
All the windows were open, the fans were on full blast, other than the fact that he was obviously airing the house out.
The attorney, Billy Little, also saying a freezer had gone missing from the garage, which was later discovered at the home of Larry's relative. And it appeared the lock on the couple's bedroom door had recently been repaired.
There were holes in the walls, and then there was a freshly repaired hole right next to the doorknob.
Larry acknowledges he and his wife had troubles, but adding he has faced false allegations and blatant lies surrounding her disappearance.
Police in Chula Vista, California say they are following several leads in the disappearance. The U.S. and Iran are holding indirect talks in Austria today, part of the first step in getting the U.S. back into the 2015 deal to stop Iran from developing nuclear weapons. Former President Trump pulled the U.S. out of that agreement. Carbon dioxide levels in our air continuing to rise. New readings from the observatory in Hawaii now showing 420 parts per million of the greenhouse gas. When the readings first started in the 50s, they were at 315 parts per million. Experts now say we're more than halfway to doubling pre-industrial CO2 levels. This is ABC News.
O'Reilly.
Syntec is back and better than ever at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is a premium full synthetic motor oil option at an affordable price. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec full synthetic and a Wix filter for just $29.99. Syntec is formulated for today's engines to minimize friction, heat, and wear. Try Syntec today exclusively at
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC.
When you get a hankering for lunch, remember Jesse James Railroad Express. They have a menu full of delicious items such as burgers, chicken salad croissants, fresh salads, hot dogs, taco salads, and much, much more. Don't forget the refreshing drinks like milkshakes, Coke floats, or hand-dipped ice cream. They are now serving French fries and onion rings. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m., closed Wednesdays and Sundays. For takeout, give them a call at 828-447-4644, located at 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Don't forget, Mondays only, 99-cent hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions. That's Jesse James Railroad Express. All aboard!
We have high pressure again over us today like we did yesterday, but today it's warmer than what we had on Monday. Partly to mostly sunny skies, still comfortable humidity, but the high should reach the lower 80s. Quiet weather tonight, mostly clear. The low temperatures in the low to mid-50s. Tomorrow, it's still warm, partly cloudy skies. The high temperature in the lower 80s. By Thursday, we see a few showers. I think we'll have a better chance for scattered showers Friday and also Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
53 degrees right now, sunny skies. We're warming up to 80 today for a daytime high. Boy, that'll be nice, won't it? Just a light wind, about 6 miles per hour, dropping back to 50 tonight for overnight low. Tomorrow's 80 also. And then the weekend, we get a little rain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, perhaps, and then Sunday clears off again. Sunny skies on Sunday with highs around 73 for a daytime high on Sunday. Springtime is here. It feels like summertime almost out there right now, but we'll enjoy whatever comes our way. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock, it's Tuesday morning, and Andrew Tisdale is in the Blue Room with me, and we'll talk with him right after this.
If you won the new Millionaire Maker Scratch-Off, what kind of millionaire would you be? Are you the turns their backyard into a golf course millionaire? Or maybe the builds a matching mansion just for your dog millionaire? Good boy. Or the escapes to your private beach when life gets busy millionaire? Sweet. Millionaire Maker from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With 30 top prizes of $1 million, it could be your shot at becoming a millionaire. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Now let's talk with the man who has information on financial words, making sense of investing. He's Edward Tisdale with Edward Jones, and he's located almost a stone's throw, not quite a stone's throw, right here, Railroad Avenue there in the Huline Plaza. Good morning.
Good morning. I'd say it'd take a driver to hit it.
Yeah.
If you golf.
I would chip mine off somewhere and hack it off.
Yeah, well, mine would either go left, right, wouldn't go to the middle. Yeah, I'd be too worried about the houses.
How was your Easter?
It was great. It was beautiful.
It was, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Do you have a sunrise service anywhere to go to?
I'm sure there was a lot around. I didn't go to one, no. We went to our 11 o'clock service at Corinth. Had communion. Good message.
I get up before sunrise Monday through Friday, and I figure the Lord will forgive me not getting up before sunrise on Sunday.
I think so. Well, I'm just going to look at it different. I don't think he has anything to forgive. I think some people love to worship early in the morning. Some people love to worship other places.
Exactly right. It's sort of a special thing. I've been to many of them over the years, enjoy them, but our church didn't have one either. So
he gives it to us every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Sunrise every morning?
Every morning.
Beautiful sunset last night. I saw that one.
It was.
Yeah.
And the weather is just great. Kids, y'all have a wonderful spring break.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every day we can be thankful that there was an arisen Lord.
That's right, and that is what Christianity is all about. There is no other God that's not. They're all still dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not.
Absolutely.
What if he wasn't?
Wow.
Then we just, like Paul said, we're crazy.
Yeah, have nothing to be wonderful about.
That's right.
What's got on your mind today from the world of financing?
Well, think about how our world has changed a little bit. You know, a lot of times changes take place and we don't realize it, but we have had a big change in our way of living. So what has changed in the financial industry? Think about from the time If you've been with an advisor for a long time, you were meeting face to face. You was getting phone calls and you would meet face to face a couple of times a year. And now you may be doing it through Zoom, or you may be doing it through a WebEx, or you may be just getting calls and things like that. So let's take a step back and let's just say, okay, what is best for me? And I can't tell you what's best for you, but I can say, here's your options, and here's the pros and cons of each. One, meeting face to face. When you meet someone face to face, you read their expressions, you read how they are interacting with you, and you can see the things. For example, in my office, you can see the things that are on the screens with you. However, we had to take that away, and we had to take that away through protocol, through making sure people are safe, and so we now have to do it we can do it online or on screenshots. The good news is you can still see the screens and things like that, but you may not see eye to eye on some things at some point in time, and it may not be as engaging for you. For some of you it may. But the good news is you still have that opportunity, and we want to say the financial industry has made the adjustments for you to be able to stay in touch and to stay with your advisors and to be able to continue that relationship as they grow. Because what is the value of an advisor? The value of an advisor is actually there for you to have a sounding board, to think through your goals, to think through the issues that are concerning you, and also to give you actual strategies on how to utilize what is available to you. Sometimes they may pick the best stock, and sometimes they may not. That's okay. We all do that. However, do you have that one person that you can sit down with and trust and say, here is my goals, help me get there? And they have the commitment to help you there, whether it's through Zoom, whether it's through in-person meetings. I encourage you to find that one person to do it, because majority of the people who meet their goals, like 85 to 90%, have an advisor they trust.
And that's what you've been so successful at over the years, is advising folks in some ways that might be most beneficial for their money.
Absolutely. It's been a wonderful 6 years.
Yeah.
Wonderful 6 years.
Well, I see growth in your future.
I see it now.
We always look forward to having you here on Tuesday mornings to talk about these things, to make sense of our investing. You'll find Andrew Tisdale at Edward Jones' office there on Railroad Avenue in the Food Lion Plaza, 173 Railroad Avenue, and that phone number is 287-9197, or you can reach him at www.edwardjones.com.
Absolutely. Either way, whatever fits your schedule.
I hope you have a great week.
Y'all too. Have a wonderful day.
12 minutes after 8 o'clock, and I've got news from here and there coming up in just a few moments. Sports update at 8:25, and special guest on My Great America with Jim and Butch at 9:05 this morning. Got a lot still yet to roll on to. Let's get rolling.
Celebrate greater at Carolina West Wireless. Greater deals, greater savings, and greater ways to stay connected. Like $350 off the new iPhone 12. Love the device you already own? Bring it in when you switch and save $150. Plus, get 4 lines with unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. All on our powerful nationwide high-speed network. Stop by Carolina West Wireless and celebrate greater today. Carolina West Wireless. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions or conditions may apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
Smith's Drugs of Forest City is taking appointment times for the COVID-19 vaccination. There are 2 ways to schedule an appointment. First, go to our website at www.smithsdrugsfc.com, click on the COVID-19 vaccination tab. Then fill out the consent form, choose your group, and at that time you'll be able to choose an available appointment time. Second, you can just call our pharmacy to schedule an appointment time, and we can help you fill out the consent form over the phone. We also at times do have some vaccines available later in the evening, and these are posted on Facebook when we do. If you have any questions or concern, please call our pharmacy at 828-245-4591.
Good advice there from Smith Drug. Thank you, guys. They do such a great job there at Smith Drugs in every area of their work life there, including their lunch counter, as you already know that. Let's look at some stories from here and that one we talked about yesterday. Let me give you the approximately 21:37 hours on the second day of April. Deputy H. Haynes with the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office Road Patrol Division attempted to stop a motorcycle for a traffic violation in the area of Ferry Road and Island Ford Road. The motorcycle, which was driven by Craig Raymond Swink, initially pulled over, but as Deputy Haynes exited his patrol vehicle, Swink took off on a high rate of speed. A short pursuit occurred, but ended with Swink driving down a dirt road near Barkley Drive on Gooch Creek Road and running on foot into the woods. With deputies and some North Carolina State Highway Patrol troopers set up a perimeter, Sheriff's Office K-9 was deployed to attempt to locate Swink, who was believed to be hiding in the thick brush near a creek. Swink was located when one of the officers working the perimeter found Swink lying in a thicket. Swink attempted to further evade officers by running on foot, but after a brief foot pursuit, Swink was taken into custody. On Swink's person was approximately 74 grams of methamphetamine, 50 grams of marijuana, and $7,574 in U.S. currency. Swink was charged with trafficking with meth, other drugs, and maintaining a vehicle and dwelling with and driving while license revoked. They got their man. Aren't you glad? And the U.S. Marshal's Office still asking for help. There's a possible $1,000 reward for the location of Oscar Kent Wright. He's wanted by the U.S. Marshals. He's a black male, 185 pounds, 5'10", tall, brown eyes, black hair, and dark skin tone. He has several charges against him, including drug charges. Oscar Kent Wright is currently being sought by the Carolinas Regional Fugitive Task Force for charges. If you know anything about Wright, please contact Rutherford County 911 Communications Center at 286-2911 or Crime Stoppers at 286-8477 or TFO Walker at 704-237-7872. Your identity will remain anonymous. And U.S. Marshal's Office offering a reward up to $1,000 for information leading to Wright's arrest. Well, COVID-19 vaccinations will continue Wednesday at McNair Field as cases spiked from Easter holiday weekend. The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services reported Monday that Rutherford County is home to 33 new cases for a cumulative total of 6,995. Should be noted that there has been no coronavirus updates since last Thursday due to Good Friday and Easter weekend. Rutherford's 14-day positivity rate is at 4.9%, and where it has hovered in recent days. The county's death toll from the virus remains at 204 fatalities. The Rutherford Health Department will be administering first and second doses Wednesday, April 7th from 9 to 11 and 1 to 3. For a complete schedule of April dates, please contact Foothills Vaccine Office and schedule your appointment. Foothills Health Department. Meanwhile, those who support Pisgah Legal Services and Appreciate Art now have a new way of supporting the nonprofit legal aid organization. The virtual art benefit will be held April 11th through 25th. According to the Daily Courier, Asheville Art in Action is a new platform designed to benefit nonprofits and contributing Asheville area artists equally, and is a cooperative effort between L. Rowland Fine Contemporary Art and Mark Bettis Studio and Gallery. Organizers say many artists have been greatly impacted by COVID-19, but they still want to give back to their community. So they are helping out. Since 1978, Pisgah Legal Services has provided free civil legal aid to people with low incomes so that they can seek justice and meet their basic needs. Some of the stories from here and there on local basis. Other news, 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, and we'll have that sheriff's report coming up here in just a few moments. Here's an interesting story. A fellow who spent $15,000 for a Disney World vacation, was disrupted when he was arrested after he refused to get his temperature checked at Disney Springs, according to video footage released this week by the Orange County Sheriff's Office. He's from Louisiana. He complained he paid $15,000 for a Disney World vacation that was disrupted. When they wanted to take his temperature, he didn't want him to. Kelly Sills, 47 of Baton Rouge, pleaded not guilty on a charge of trespassing following the February 13 incident. Authorities confronted him outside the Boathouse restaurant after Sills skipped the temperature screening tent, refused to go back, and wouldn't leave the property when asked by Disney and the Sheriff's Office, according to the arrest report. As deputies escorted Sills away, Sills had a change of heart and said he was willing to get his temperature checked. After all, smart man.
WCAB would like to welcome a brand new business to Rutherford County, All Ray Tire Center in Forest City. These guys will be glad to take care of your vehicle needs and concerns. Of course, they carry tires, but they also specialize in oil changes, alignments, suspension, brake service. They also have a pickup and delivery service. When purchasing tires, they ask you to bring in the best prices, and they will beat it. Come by and let them prove it to you. Open Monday through Friday, 8 until 5, Saturdays, 8 until 12. That's All Ray Tire Center, 247 West Main Street in Forest City. Give them a call at 828-229-3246, your newest hometown tire store.
If you have a wedding coming up or a special occasion, event coming up, an anniversary celebration, and you want to get something nice for it, consider shopping at home. Consider shopping at Joy's Bridal. They're in the Tri-City Mall. Many, many different beautiful items for dresses and outfits for men, tucks you could rent or buy, and all kinds of accessories to go with it, plus a storehouse full of jewelry for the ladies. Why don't you check with Joy's Bridal before you check somewhere else? Pay more for it somewhere else and have to drive some distance to get it when you got a great store right here at home in the Tri-City Mall. That's Joy's Bridal right there in the Tri-City Mall. Shop in the home and go in and see what they've got. I think you'll be impressed. And if you want to pay a bill, your utility bill, and you don't want to mail it in, you want to save a stamp, you pass that way, take it, and they take payments of all kinds, utilities, cell phone, credit cards, all kinds of things. So you can probably pay just about any bill you want to inside Joy's Bridal. Now, Deputy Tony was with us earlier this morning on the telephone, gave us a report from the Sheriff's Department. We recorded it for broadcast at this time. Deputy Tony?
Last 24 hours, Sheriff's Office has responded to 137 calls for service. The jail has processed 13 arrests, and the jail is currently housing 143 inmates. For incident reports, I have Herman Fender reported breaking and entering and larceny after breaking and entering. Timothy Grant reported felony breaking and entering, larceny after breaking and entering. Canteen Vending reported break-in or enter motor vehicle, larceny from a motor vehicle. Jamie Bumgarner reported misdemeanor larceny of mail. And Kelly Flynn reported damage to personal property. For arrest reports, Tonda Lee Maria Wilkerson was charged with misdemeanor larceny and was given a $1,000 unsecured bond. Dennis James Moore was charged with simple possession Schedule II controlled substance and was given a $1,000 secure bond. Kelly Rashawn Lowrance was charged with no registration plate, no liability insurance, possession of methamphetamine, and driving while license revoked, and was given a $17,000 secure bond. Robert Lewis Shepard was charged with failure to appear on misdemeanor, was given a $9,000 secure bond. Joshua Charles Lilly was charged with possession of controlled substance in jail or prison and was given a $1,000 secure bond. David Hugh Cole was charged with escape from custody or resist arrest and contempt of court, was given a $15,000 secure bond. And Tyreek O'Neill Moore was charged with failure to appear on felony and failure to appear on misdemeanor and was given a $17,000 secure bond. And that's all I got for you.
Well, I don't know how you feel about it, but some folks are really upset with Major League Baseball because the way they pulled the All-Star game out of Georgia just because of some council society. In reaction to the announcement by Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred to move the MLB All-Star game from Atlanta to protest Georgia's new voting integrity laws, Americans for Limited Government President Rick Manning issued the following statement. Major League Baseball's decision to stand against basic voter integrity laws in this nation is tantamount to taking strike three with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth inning after last year's decision to kneel to the Marxist movement Black Lives Matters. Today's announcement ends baseball status as America's game. Americans for Limited Government uses and urges fans to make the New York City-based commissioner's decision a deciding factor on whether to spend entertainment dollars with a sport which believes there should be more ballot integrity for All-Star Game voting than for electing state and national officials. Mark April 2nd, 2021, as the day when the national pastime decided to go past its time. Americans for Limited Government led a national email campaign to urge Commissioner Manfred and team owners to stand up to the woke left and keep all-star games in Atlanta. That's how they feel from the Americans for Limited Government. They have you have to have a ticket, you have to have an ID to get into the All-Star game, but they don't want you to have an ID, voter ID, to vote. Now, they bowed to the pressure of the left, and to me, they just lost their credibility. Sports is up next here on WCAB, and I'll be back right after that.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach.
Coach Drew and Baylor complete college basketball's greatest rebound with a championship.
Jim Nantz with the call on CBS as Baylor dominated Gonzaga 86-70 to win their first NCAA title. The Zags were attempting to become the first D1 men's hoops team to go undefeated since the 1976 Indiana Hoosiers, but the Bulldogs were never able to recover from the Bears' 11-1 opening run, a lead that they stretched to 19 points midway through the first half en route to their victory. During last night's trophy ceremony, Bears coach said he expects Hollywood to come a-knocking and tell the team's story.
Charlie Hancock promised us when we won a national championship, we were getting a movie. Yeah.
Baylor's got plenty of real-life drama for the makings of a movie. The men's basketball program was in shambles when Drew took over 18 years ago. It was ridden with scandal following the murder of a player by a teammate. Drew even had to field his first teams with walk-ons. A press conference will be held this afternoon in Chapel Hill to expand on this.
I'm Hubert Davis, and I'm proud of being your new men's basketball coach for the University of North Carolina.
Davis officially named the new coach Monday, just 4 days after Roy Williams announced his retirement. Davis played for Dean Smith and has been an assistant under Roy Williams since 2012. He is Carolina men's basketball's first black head coach. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers won Celebrity Jeopardy in 2015, and this week he is fulfilling a lifelong dream by guest hosting that same game show.
As a lifelong fan of Jeopardy, it is an incredible honor to guest host. Alex Trebek was such a gentleman, and I will work hard to honor his legacy.
Rodgers' first episode as Jeopardy's guest host aired yesterday. He will be behind the podium all week. And Carolina Panthers brokered a deal yesterday with the New York Jets for quarterback Sam Darnold. The Panthers sent the Jets a 6th-round pick in this year's draft and its 2nd and 4th-round selections in 2022 in exchange for Darnold, who was statistically the NFL's worst quarterback last year. This is NCN Sports.
Ah, the beautiful sounds of the outdoors. Birds, bees, and battery power made by Steel. The quiet, powerful way to turn a backyard into a baseball field or a night at the movies. Steel has all the outdoor handheld tools you need, from trimmers to chainsaws to mowers and blowers. Lightweight tools with 0 exhaust emissions that make work a breeze and help you enjoy a breeze. Listen up, America. It's time to pick up Steel AK battery-powered homeowner tools, starting at just $199.99. Not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. You'll only find Steel at over 10,000 local dealers. Battery power, made by Steel. Find yours at steelbattery.com. Lowe's and the Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
The reaction of infectious disease experts is mixed after the Texas Rangers home opener against the Blue Jays yesterday was seen by a crowd of 38,000. The governor was not among them. Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott was set to throw out the ceremonial first pitch, but opted out, announcing his decision hours before game time because of the decision of Major League Baseball to move the All-Star game from Atlanta. On that,
the Associated Press and other outlets say sources have told them Major League Baseball will relocate the All-Star game to Coors Field in Denver. The move comes over objections to Georgia's restrictive new voting laws, which the governor signed about 2 weeks ago. Since then, critics and a number of big companies have blasted the changes, including Delta, Home Depot, and Coca-Cola, which are all based in Atlanta. The Colorado Rockies are now expected to host All-Star Weekend in mid-July. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Today like we did yesterday, but today it's warmer than what we had on Monday. Partly to mostly sunny skies, still comfortable humidity, but the high should reach the lower 80s. Quiet weather tonight, mostly clear. The low temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Tomorrow it's still warm, partly cloudy skies. The high temperature in the lower 80s. By Thursday, we see a few showers. I think we'll have a better chance for scattered showers Friday and also Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Bring out the suntan lotion and the ice cream freezer. It's going to be a summer-like day today, getting up to 80 for our daytime high today, and sunny skies with light wind, only about 6 miles per hour. Now let's trace this weather forecast all the way to Sunday. Now it looks like, well, Saturday actually looks like it may be about a 30% chance of rain and 50% Saturday night, but it goes away for Sunday, partly cloudy and highs around 73 on Sunday with wind gusting to about 13 miles per hour. Now, tonight's low, we're going to drop a little bit cooler than we are right now. We're 56 right now, and lows around 50 tonight. So nice weather for springtime and summertime here in the foothills of the Carolinas. And so happy to have you with us each hour, each daytime, each day part here on the radio. Always a pleasure to have you a part of our audience. Always a pleasure to know what's happening in the community and your response as well. We do know that our local singer advanced on The Voice the other night. Avery Robertson of Rutherfordton advanced to the next round on The Voice last week, but it was not without drama. In the battle round, Avery and fellow contestant country singer Ethan Lively together sang Just Got Started Loving You by James Otto. The song was Otto's first #1 song and the #1 country single of 2008. Each of the 4 celebrity judges, Blake Shelton, Kelly Clarkson, Nick Jonas, and John Legend, has a team of contestants. In the battle round, contestants from the same team perform a song together. Afterward, the judge chooses which contestant wins the round and advances in the competition. Well, the contestant that isn't chosen as the winner can then be either saved by the team judge or stolen and continues in the competition as a member of another team. Usually only one of the performers advances, as each of the 4 judges has only one opportunity to save or steal from another team. Well, Avery, who is 20 years old, and Ethan, who is 17 years old, gave a rousing performance that all of the judges enjoyed. Jonas said, "This is awesome." After the performance, Jonas said at first he didn't know who would choose, but when pressed, he said he would give the edge to Avery. Legend said, "In this moment, Ethan did a better job. Singer Kelsey Ballerina was substituting for the evening for Kelly Clarkson, but could be seen texting her through the performance. She said, "I'm blushing. I really enjoyed it. I felt like I was serenaded." Before giving his decision on who would advance on Team Blake, Sheldon stood and applauded, saying of the performance, "That's what stills are made for." He praised both of his performances. "Avery, I saw you come alive. Great job." He then announced his decision based on what I just saw happen. The winner of this battle is Ethan. Before Avery walked off the stage, however, Ballerini hit her still button, landing Avery on Team Kelly. So he's still alive on The Voice. We're still cheering him on to victory. Hope that he's going to make it all the way to the top. In other some local news, many of you know and have been maybe to the Beckler House. It's been closed because of COVID primarily. But the Beckler House Heritage Center, headquarters for the North Carolina Gold Trail, is welcoming back visitors after being closed for a year due to the COVID. The Beckler House will officially reopen for tours April the 8th, which is Thursday, with a spring schedule of Thursdays 2 to 4 and Fridays 10 till 2. Beginning in June, the center will add the first Saturday each month from 11 to 1. It'll be open at other times by appointment. Officials said throughout the year, gold history buffs and others have contacted the center for information on the Beckler story and a possible reopening. The Beckler Heritage Center is located at 130 West 6th Street in the historic district near downtown Rutherfordton. It was the home of Christopher Beckler, who arrived in North Carolina in 1830, bringing his skills as a jeweler, watchmaker, inventor, and gunsmith. And Beckler minted America's first dollar gold coin 17 years before the United States mint. The Becklers minted more than $2.24 million in gold coins, stimulating commerce in the Southeast, leaving a permanent legacy to both Rutherford County and in American history. The Beckler House is now owned by the town of Rutherfordton since the Tourism Asset Foundation ceased operations at the end of 2020 and transferred ownership to the town. It's a very important aspect to our history here in Rutherford County, and occasionally you can find on display some Beckler coins down at Butler's Jewelry and Repair. They're Norm's Coins. They generally keep some Beckler coins for display, so you might take a look at what all that looks like. Well, at 25 minutes before the 8 o'clock, we know that 9:05 this morning we'll have a special guest on My Great America with Jim and Butch, and we'll talk with her. She is a candidate for the 11th Congressional GOP chairman, and she'll be talking with us later on this morning. Butch will be on as well for a few minutes. I don't know what your thoughts are. I know everyone I talk with has got their own thoughts on folks like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and AOC. Well, AOC has the sizzle, but not much substance to show for it, according to a new study. This is Jack Davis writing in the Western Journal. The Center for Effective Lawmaking received the 21 bills Ocasio-Cortez introduced in the previous Congress and found she got a great big goose egg for results. Her legislation never was acted upon by a House committee, had no floor votes, and resulted in a grand total of 0 new laws. Thank the Lord for blessings. She introduced a lot of bills, but she was not successful in having them receive any sort of action in committee or beyond committee, and if they can't get through committee, they cannot pass the House. It's clear that she was trying to get her legislative agenda moving and engage with the lawmaking process. Alan Wiseman, a Vanderbilt political scientist and co-director of the center, he told this to the New York Post that she wasn't as successful as some other members were, even among other freshmen, at getting people to pay attention to her legislation. The Green New Deal, for instance, with which Ocasio-Cortez was linked, was only a resolution, which meant that passage in the Democratic-controlled House accomplished nothing. But she sure does get a lot of press, doesn't she? Sure does. I think she must relish in that, but she is certainly a factor that Nancy Pelosi listens to, and they continue to push some of AOC's agenda with this Green New Deal that George Soros is sponsoring and paying for. So somebody somewhere is listening to her, although she's not getting anything passed on the floor. She's getting a lot of public recognition and a lot of PR from the national news media. Well, here's an interesting story. I thought, I don't know how something like this could happen, but apparently it did in Ohio, Akron, Ohio. A 20-year-old Ohio man is accused of raping and taking nude photographs of a teenage girl, all while living under her bed for 3 weeks, according to the Akron Beacon-Journal. 3 weeks he lived under her bed. Now, somebody had to feed him. He had to go to the restroom, so this young girl must have known he was there. Prosecutors say the man, Jarrett Wright of Barberton, met the teen, whose age the court describes as between 13 and 18, met her on Instagram. Wright is accused of restraining the teen in her Cincinnati home and forcing her to have sex with him while living in her bedroom, according to the Beacon-Journal, which cited court documents. Although the teenager, this young girl, was aware that Wright was staying under her bed, the girl's mother did not know he had been there for weeks, prosecutors said. Somebody must not be sweeping out from under the bed, I'd say. Mother must be leaving it up to the daughter to clean the room. The mother alerted authorities after making the horrifying discovery, and Wright has been charged with 3 counts of rape and 1 count of producing child pornography. He was being held at Hamilton County Justice Center on a $50,000 bond while awaiting a hearing. Authorities have not said whether Wright was invited into the home, whether he and the teen were dating, or whether he was in and out of the residence during those 3 weeks, according to the Associated Press. They're unsure about that. But he had to be getting in from somewhere, didn't he? And if she was not willingly letting him stay there, why did she not, when he slipped to the bathroom, why did she not call somebody or go tell her parents there was a man under my bed? It's easy to assume that the mother's ignorance for 3 weeks meant that a lack of supervision led to such a nightmare scenario. How would you like, mothers, if that happened in your house? It's worth considering that while this teen's alleged attacker was hiding under her bed, there are many other kids walking around with their abusers in their pockets and sleeping with them in their beds every night through their smartphones and other devices. Many otherwise attentive parents are painfully ignorant that their children can easily be targeted, groomed, victimized, and bullied into silence through social media while they think their children are tucked safely into bed at night. Many parents have taken a hands-off approach to raising their children because they might get some flashback from them. And you don't trust me. You don't let me do anything. All the other kids you don't trust me. Well, we pull back. We let them do it. And these kind of things happen. It's easy for predators to hide behind screens, going undetected in a way the strangers with candy predators of yesteryear could only dream about. We have images of years ago when predators would offer candy to kids in the park or somewhere and then kidnap them and take them away or have them go look. My dog's missing. Would you help me look for him? I think he's just right over here. They grab it. Now they're doing this on the screen, on the phone. Big tech companies have made half-hearted attempts at controlling this problem, and some companies are even promising to keep kids safe with child-friendly versions of their regular platforms. But the possible pitfalls are far outpacing the solutions as technology offers both a worldwide proof of victims and the promise of anonymity with just a few keystrokes. It isn't just social media where this twofold reality puts children in danger, however. Pornhub, which already was an irredeemable cesspool of moral depravity, recently has been outed for allegedly making money off of child pornography. Because technology is so ubiquitous and now even essential for many school children during the pandemic, parents sometimes underestimate the inherent danger involved with giving children access to the world. It's scary out there. Moreover, parents don't realize how easily technology has given the world access to their children. The common refrain from exasperated parents is that there is no choice but to allow their kids to have these devices and social media accounts because that's what every other child their age is doing. Well, my friend, they've got one of these. How come I can't have my own cell phone? Well, the wisdom that parents used to impart to their children about not jumping off a bridge because everyone else is doing it can apply here too. Just because Becky Sue has one or Becky Sue does this doesn't mean you have to do it. This isn't about helicopter parenting or being overprotective, but it's about prudence in the face of a very real, very severe danger that is unprecedented. And parents need, grandparents too, because a lot of grandparents are raising their grandchildren now, need to take hold of the situation and not be afraid to say no. Two-letter word, no. We're not allowing that in this house. No, you're not going over there. No, you're not going out with him. No, with some trepidation, of course. We wanted them to be socially popular, but we want to make sure they are safe from all those, and to not have close enough observance to a daughter's bedroom that there was a man sleeping under the bed for 3 weeks and nobody knew it except her, the girl. Something's not right about that picture. Surely the girl was saying, you don't ever give me any privacy. You're always checking on me. How come you don't give me something? You don't trust me. Well, perhaps that's true. But it's time we paid a little closer attention. And parents, grandparents, be ready to be accused of anything. But the protection of these young people, very, very, very important. We need to teach them how to be strong and diligent in their discipline that their parents and grandparents are giving them. Too much liberty, it will ruin them. Too much, well, if your girlfriend's got it, I'll let you have it too. Or if they're going, I guess it's okay for you to go. We need to check out where they're going and who they're going with and how long they're going to be gone. And we need to check what they're doing on their phones and their tablets and their computers. It's time we take hold. Well, that's my little sermon, I guess, for the day. 8:43, coming up here in just a few moments. A couple more items to talk about.
If you won the new Millionaire Maker Scratch-Off, what kind of millionaire would you be? Are you the turns their backyard into a golf course millionaire? Or maybe the builds a matching mansion just for your dog millionaire. Good boy. Or the escapes to your private beach when life gets busy millionaire. Sweet. Millionaire Maker from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With 30 top prizes of $1 million, it could be your shot at becoming a millionaire. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 2.95. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Easter is fast approaching, and if you haven't visited Burnt Chimney Gifts and Decor, well, don't waste another second. They have some of the most gorgeous spring wreaths, handmade local unique jewelry, reloved furniture pieces, wooden plaques, ceramics, handcrafted pieces, mostly from local artists. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 until 6. That's Burnt Chimney Gifts and Decor, 483 South Broadway in Forest City. Shop local, shop our local businesses. And Burnt Chimney will be making an announcement soon. They're moving, so stay tuned for details for the next few weeks.
For a delicious meal every day, call on Gregory's Original. Choose from their top menu of burgers, subs, grinders, pasta dishes, fresh salads, and so much more. All dishes are prepared fresh daily. Hours are Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m., Saturday, noon until 9 p.m. Now at Gregory's, try the family-style meals. The dining room is now open, but curbside and takeout is still available. Enjoy lunch or dinner today with your favorite meal from Gregory's. Call 287-2171, located in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherford. Gregory's Original.
Well, there's a lot of talk right now about the Major League. Of course, I mentioned it earlier, Major League pulling the All-Star game out of Georgia because the governor signed a law that makes them have to have a legal ID to vote. Well, the governor has defended his position on the new voting law. He vowed a fight after Major League Baseball's moved to take the All-Star game and the MLB draft event from Atlanta to show its concern for recently passed legislation on election procedure. How does baseball get involved in political issues beyond me? Let's do baseball. That's what you do, baseball. You don't do voting rights. You don't do IDs. Let's do baseball. Friday's move also spurred a backlash from former President Donald Trump, who has issued two statements on the subject so far, calling for boycotts of companies in favor of the shift in venue. Trump released a second statement on the controversy Saturday night, calling on Republicans and conservatives to boycott a number of companies. The former president took aim at Democrats for playing dirty and boycotting companies that in any way offend them. For years, the radical left Democrats have played dirty by boycotting products when anything from that company is done or stated in any way that offends them. Everybody's so offended. We have such tender skin anymore. Everything, if you look at them differently, they're offended. Now that they're going big time with the woke cancel culture in our sacred elections. Trump said in a statement Saturday issued by Save America PAC. He told Republicans to fight back, alleging that we have more people than they do, and urged conservatives to boycott specific companies, including Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, and Citigroup. It's finally time for Republicans and conservatives to fight back. We have more people than they do, he said, by far. Boycott Major League Baseball, Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, J.P. Morgan Chase, Viacom, CBS, Citigroup, Cisco, UPS, and Merck. Don't go back to their products until they relent. We can play a better game than them. Well, Commissioner Robert Manfred Jr. said on Friday, I've decided that the best way to demonstrate our values as a sport is by relocating this year's All-Star game and MLB draft. Major League Baseball fundamentally supports voting rights for all Americans and opposes restrictions to the ballot box. Well, they haven't read it. See, that's the problem with the news media. They don't read the law. They don't read what's being said. They just go off half-cocked. Hey, let's stir up some controversy. Well, he said, I want to be clear. I will not be backing down from this fight. We will not be intimidated. We will not be silenced. This is what the governor had to say. Major League Baseball, Coca-Cola, and Delta may be scared of Stacey Abrams, Joe Biden, and the left, but I am not, the governor said, referring to the two of the companies that have criticized the state's law, and Abrams, a Democratic activist. So they're coming down strong, and that's what's going to have to happen. The conservatives are going to have a little backbone, a whole lot of backbone, probably. Baseball is already losing tremendous numbers of fans. Boycott baseball and all the woke companies that are interfering with free and fair elections. So they are just going to have a little fight there in public, I guess, for a while. And why they would consider it and why the corporations, one of the businesses down in Georgia are not fighting back against Joe Biden. Joe Biden said we should move it out of Georgia because we don't like the voting rights bill that the governor passed. Well, Georgia's Cobb County, where all this is taking place, will reportedly lose more than, listen to this, will reportedly lose more than $100 million in tourism revenue due to Major League Baseball's decision to move the All-Star game out of Atlanta over the state's recent election law changes. Over $100 million in tourism revenue. Jobs Creators Network CEO Alfredo Ortiz criticized the move by baseball officials on Monday's Fox and Friends, said the economic benefit of the game was an opportunity for small businesses in the area, especially those owned by minorities, to generate much-needed revenue for an already strained city economy. Ortiz said Georgia is barely making it out of this pandemic. Now they're faced under the Biden administration with potentially higher taxes, a higher minimum wage, more red tape and regulations, and now they're taking this potential money-making tourism revenue thing out of our city where we lose more than $100 million in tourism dollars. Ortiz added that the intense political pressure that led baseball officials to relocate the game was due to a misrepresentation or an outright lie concerning the controversial voting law recently passed in the state. Ortiz insisted that the bottom line is that law, it just makes it easy to vote and hard to cheat. That is the crux, ladies and gentlemen. While the left wants the states to not have any kind of protection over the voting, that's why they don't want a voter ID, because it leaves no room to cheat. Major corporations such as Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, and Uber all spoke out publicly against the law and have supported the decision by baseball officials, mostly using the same rhetoric, like talking points were handed out to them. I expect that out of politicians and political talking heads and operatives like President Joe Biden or Democratic activist Stacey Abrams, but I just don't expect that out of our CEOs or corporations that I think should be held to a higher standard and need to be held accountable, Ortiz said. Even though the pullout of the game will cause economic losses to her city's economy, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, a Democrat and contender to be Biden's vice presidential nominee, backed the decision, writing on Twitter that just as elections have consequences, so do the actions of those who are elected. Unfortunately, the removal of the All-Star game from Georgia is likely the first of many dominoes to fall. You can watch out for that until the unnecessary barriers put in place to restrict access to the ballot box are removed. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp defended the law and rejected criticism from both the White House and corporations, insisting that the Election Integrity Act helped to pass simply makes it easy to vote and hard to cheat. Remember, as a little boys and little girls kids used to play marbles, and you the ones had brought the marbles to play, and all of a sudden you didn't like what was taking place. You said, I'm going to take my marbles and go home. Nobody's playing. Well, that's what's happening. I don't get my way, so I'm going to take my marbles and go home. You don't get my way, I'm going to transfer the ball team out of here for a major decision factor. Childish behavior, ladies and gentlemen, and we're supposed to be adults in this country. We're supposed to be adults in this country. And we're supposed to be bold enough to not let every little petty comment or every little petty eyebrow raise offend somebody. Where are the bold? Where are the people with boldness? Where are the people with courage? Where are the people with backbone? Where are the people that's got some backbone instead of say, I don't like what you're doing, but I'm not going to take my marbles and go home. I'm going to fight to make the change. But that's not what they're doing. They want to whine and cry. Well, I don't like this. Let's take this monument down. Let's tear this down because it happened 357 years ago, or happened 1,000. Let's take these books off the shelf because back in those days this word was used. I mean, it's getting ridiculous and silly and childish that adults who are offended by a book that's been popular for years and years and years, and they want it taken off the shelf, or TV shows that have been there for years and years and years, all of a sudden becomes a bad thing. I don't understand it. The logic is just not there. Well, it's a few minutes away from the ABC News, and 9:05 this morning is My Great America with Jim and Butch, and we have special guests lined up for the show, so be sure to hang around with us.
Saving money is easy when you shop at Jay's Discount Grocery. From snack foods to vegetables, fresh fruits to fresh cut meats, paper products, cleaning supplies, dog food, and so much more. You know, you just never know what you'll find at Jay's. So shop and save today. They're located at 671 Oak Street in Forest City, right beside the Hospice Resale Store. You know, when you shop at Jay's, you always walk out with money left over in your pocket.
The music's on us. WCAB.
or go to selectquote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Arkansas lawmakers now have to decide if they want to override Republican Governor Asa Hutchinson's veto of a bill that would make it illegal for transgender teenagers to get gender-affirming treatment. The bill passed overwhelmingly by the Republican-controlled legislature, but the governor says it goes too far.
While in some instances the state must act to protect life, the state should not presume to jump into the middle of every medical, human, and ethical issue.
In Arkansas, it takes simply a majority to override a veto. The U.S. taking a half step back to the Iran nuclear deal in Austria today. U.S. officials are in indirect talks with Iran, passing messages through intermediaries. President Trump pulled the U.S. out of that deal 3 years ago. Southwest Airlines is recalling over 200 pilots to help meet rising travel demand. The pilots should be back in the cockpit by the beginning of June. And all of our takeout is causing another shortage.
Something else to blame on the pandemic, ketchup can't catch up with demand. The Wall Street Journal reports there's a shortage of the tasty tomato-based topping, with so many restaurants switching to takeout and including packets of the condiment in order after order. Supply chains can't keep up with the ketchup. Some establishments are using generic versions, others are hitting up big box retailers and buying up entire shelves. And if they're lucky enough to find ketchup packets, the cost is up 13% since January 2020. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
This is ABC News.
Woke culture is threatening our freedoms and even our police. Now, Grant Stinchfield exposes woke's secret agenda and its hidden players. Watch Stinchfield at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight on Newsmax TV as he reveals the dangers. Stinchfield gives you the cold, hard truth you need to know. Find Newsmax TV on all major cable systems or get it free on Roku, YouTube, Xumo, Pluto, and smart TVs. Download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone. Woke is dangerous, so watch Stinchfield on Newsmax tonight.
I'm Sherry Preston.
This is Gilbert. If you owe the IRS past due taxes, don't call those toll-free national numbers. Local, affordable help is right here in Rutherford County. Stop garnishments, levies, and liens. Call Gilbert Carmona at 828-289-9300. All initial consultations are free. Call Gilbert, 828-289-9300.
Partly to mostly sunny skies, still comfortable humidity, but the high should reach the lower 80s. Quiet weather tonight, mostly clear. The low temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Tomorrow, it's still warm, partly cloudy skies. The high temperature in the lower 80s. By Thursday, we see a few showers. I think we'll have a better chance for scattered showers Friday and also Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Summer-like weather continues here in the foothills. We're up to 60 already, on our way up to a high of 80 for a daytime high today. 80 temperature reading for today and sunny skies. It's 9:05.
It's time now for My Great America with Jim and Butch, a conversation about positive things about this great country. And now here are Jim and Butch.
Well, good morning, Butch. How are you doing today?
You know, Jim, I'm nursing a little bit of a throat issue, you can tell, but it doesn't diminish the passion that I have for today's program. I'm actually up in Virginia, as you know, helping my mother with her move, which is going to be in the days ahead.
Sound like you need to rest that voice and take some things to clear that out.
Well, you know what the great thing about moms, among other things, is that they've got all sorts of home remedies. So she laid out all the vitamins and the elixirs and the like. And, you know, I'll look forward to being back here soon. I just wanted to give a shout out and say I am so thrilled for our guest today, Michelle Woodhouse. You're going to have a wonderful interview with her. She's running, of course, for the 11th Congressional District Republican chair seat. I just think she's going to do an incredible job. The questions that you'll ask will unpack for the listeners today just what a tremendous asset I believe that she'll be. And, Jim, in the course of events, it's very important for us to remember, as we often say, God is on the throne. He alone is worthy. And while we'll talk about politics today, the thing we really want to remember is that our allegiance to Jesus comes first.
Absolutely, and we never should forget that. But politics is important in our lives because we're surrounded with it, and various viewpoints are out there, and we need to decide which side we're on and fight for the right.
Exactly, and so as you and I have talked about in recent programs, we have got to make sure that we ask the living God to give us a new dose of courage, of passion, of tenacity, and really become artful advocates for a position. We may disagree on some matters, but when it comes to a conservative political view that's Republican in nature, we are pro-life, pro-constitutional freedoms, pro-strong borders, pro-strong national defense, and about these things, while there may be some differences, the core values are the same, and it's for those things that we're going to fight.
Absolutely. I think we as politicians need to think about what's going to happen down the road and not, I'm going to win this battle today. Today's important, but what's going to happen to our nation 6 months, 12 months, 3 years down the road, what's it going to look like at that point if we don't do the right thing today?
Exactly. And I'll say this in conclusion. Every time that I look at the young people at my church and I hear them sing, and I hear about the things they're doing in the classroom, Jim, what we're fighting for is the right of a generation to live biblically, to live constitutionally, to live in a way that is consistent with the founding of America, which had God as the centerpiece and not an afterthought. And it's for all of those reasons found in the warm and shiny faces of young people who want to make a difference in their world that you and I will continue to fight as long as we have breath, which with my voice today has special meaning.
Well, we're going to miss you in the Blue Room being with me today, but I understand where you are, and I hope you'll take care of that voice because we got another one of these to do on Thursday. Will you be back on Thursday?
I'm at this point, I will not be, but my voice will be better. I'm believing that in faith.
So. Well, rest that voice and don't be talking for a while.
Okay. You're not the first person who's told me that.
Yeah. Well,
Jim, I know you're going to have a great interview with Michelle, so I'm going to listen in.
We'll listen for her call coming up. Thanks, but you have a great day up there.
You as well. Be blessed. Bye-bye.
Well, that's Butch, my co-host on My Great America with Jim and Butch, out of the area today with his mother, as you heard him say, and doing something and almost out of voice completely. It's a good thing he's not here in the studio, I guess. He may have to drop out all along because I don't think he could have held up for 30 minutes with that voice. I believe I hear the phone ringing now, and we're going to get Michelle Woodhouse on the phone coming up right now. Let me see. Todd gets that back here to us. It's 11 minutes after 9 o'clock, and this is My Great America with Jim and Butch, and special guests coming up here in just a few moments, and we'll be streaming that signal on the World Wide Web at www.wcab59.com. And on the phone with me right now is our special guest for the day, Michelle Woodhouse, candidate for the chairman of the 11th Congressional District in Western North Carolina. Michelle, we're honored to have you with us today. Thanks for joining us.
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a great day in the foothills of the Carolinas. It's a beautiful day, and it's a great day to talk with you about what's happening in your campaign. First of all, tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely, and it is a beautiful day in Western North Carolina. I think any day in Western North Carolina is a beautiful day
sure
that
is.
the Lord has given us.
Absolutely.
So I live in Hendersonville, over in the Laurel Park area here. Moved to the mountains full-time about 3 years ago while my son was finishing up boarding school over at Christ School. And my mom is a Western North Carolina native. My parents live over in Macon County. And I've been active in our local county here since I moved in. I think before I had unpacked my last box, I was seated as a precinct chair by Mary Guy. So we've been busy at work over here in Henderson County. And I currently serve as the NC11 Executive Committee Secretary and have been quite involved. And after much time in prayer and fasting, decided that we were going to run for chair since Aubrey was not running for re-election. So we have been out campaigning across all 17 counties and 6,600 square miles for the last, I guess, about 7 weeks. Yeah.
That is a large area geographically speaking. I know it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and determination on your part. Well, let me ask you, what is your vision for the 11th Congressional District?
Well, and thank you for asking such a important question. As I've traveled, I really think one of the most important things that I've seen across all 17 counties, and I do jokingly say it's like a statewide campaign in Delaware. We're bigger than 4 states over here. Is really to engage and unify the district. We've got 17 counties that are all doing incredible things, but we operate as 17 islands right now because we are so spread out from Cherokee to Avery, and we have such a great opportunity to really bring all 17 counties together to unify under the conservative and Republican platform umbrella and to many hands together to really drive to support the election and re-election of Republicans here. One of the things that has truly inspired me everywhere I've gone is the number of people that are showing up. When I was at the Rutherford County Convention, people were lined up out the door and down the sidewalk. They are engaged. Conservatives are engaged. I think we're terrified by what's going on in our country. We feel like our voice is being taken away, that we're being canceled in this cancel culture, and people are at every turn saying, put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. How do I get involved? What can I do? And so, one aspect of the vision is to really bring all 17 counties together in a way that all of our gifts are being used and we're really working in a unified manner. The second thing is to protect this congressional district. North Carolina had a great election night. I mean, many states were looking at us on election night with great envy. We delivered for President Trump. We put Tom Tillis back in the Senate, and who knew how important that would prove to be after the disaster in Georgia. But we have a big target on our back. The Democrats, that the machine led by Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Stacey Abrams, they are in North Carolina. They are in Western North Carolina in particular, because their goal is to bring what they did in Georgia here, and they've made no bones about it. It's on the front page of newspaper after newspaper after newspaper, TV interview after TV interview. They're here with their intention is to take down Madison. Their intention is to infiltrate the 17 sheriff's races that we have, the city council, county commissioner. They showed what they were willing to do to steal from the top. Now they're coming in to steal from the bottom, and we know it because they put it out in the papers. They're not even trying to hide what they're doing. So a secondary and critical goal is to make sure we are building a fortress, a conservative fortress around the 11th Congressional District and keeping Stacey Abrams and her liberal policies from coming the 15 miles up into Cherokee County and making their way through the rest of Western North Carolina.
And in your travels around the 11th Congressional District, which is large and huge, a lot of people, are you finding people that are excited about what the Joe Biden administration is doing, or are they downtrodden about what's happening to our country?
Well, I think that all the people I'm seeing are they're vacillating somewhere between angry and inspired. They are so. I think initially, after what we saw happen with President Trump's election and the things that happened across a few states and a few counties where they really did everything they could to steal this election from him and from us and our country, people were throwing their hands up. I think we saw a lot of people just say, I'm walking away from the whole thing. I'm done. I'm not going to vote. My vote doesn't count. They felt so disenfranchised. And people have shifted away from that. I'm really seeing people that are at a point of they are fighting for their country. They know that this is no longer Republican versus Democrat. This is love America versus hate America. And they don't know what they can do to serve, but they know they want to serve. And we're seeing new people who have never been involved in the political process other than to vote, saying, what do I do? How do I help? What can I do? Because they know with the stroke of a pen what Joe Biden has done in just a short few months to do everything in his power and the power of this administration to destroy America. They started with shutting down our churches, and they are working diligently to really take away the America that you and I know and your listeners know and love. And conservatives have to stand up and say, that is not going to happen. Not on our watch. That is not going to happen.
For those of you who are just joining us, I'm talking with Michelle Woodhouse. She is a candidate for the 11th Congressional GOP chair, which I believe is coming up on Saturday. The election's coming up on Saturday. Am I right about that, Michelle?
Yes, it is. 9 a.m. The convention is Saturday. And for your listeners who have been seated as delegates, we're actually going to have a mock convention because we're doing this virtually tomorrow night. So that people can get comfortable with the technology, the online voting, etc. And then the full convention will begin at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So depending on where you are, just reach out to your county chair to get more details. And I'm sure you'll be getting more details via email. But you can also follow me on social media if you want to. I'll be putting up information. We want to make sure every vote counts. Every person has an opportunity to plug in and get engaged.
It's not every day that I have an opportunity to talk with someone with your background, your experience, and your political knowledge. But let me ask you a few more questions before our time runs out. What changes does the GOP need to confront the Democratic agenda? What do we need to do as a GOP to make a difference, other than vote, of course?
Well, yeah, absolutely, and you know that is such a big question and such an important one. You know, I think one of the things that we need to do as the GOP needs to really do is we need to stop bringing a knife to a gunfight in many ways. I heard someone say this, and I thought this was quite interesting. You know, they're in precinct meetings while, you know, we're at work. They're in precinct meetings while we're raising our kids. They're in precinct meetings while we're at Sunday school. So Democrats, this is their religion. For liberals, this is their idol. The GOP has got to organize, I believe. We've got to get clear on our message. We need to quit fighting amongst ourselves and remember that socialists and the liberal agenda are who we should be fighting against. And if we can stay focused on our message, if we can stay focused on being unified behind that message, and we can really fight a good fight and recognize they're beating us on social media. They're beating us in the liberal news. We have so few outlets to get our message out. But I believe in many ways it's like when you invite someone to church. You don't pull out your King James Bible and beat them over the head. You have a conversation. You talk to them. And if every conservative who's listening to us now could talk to one person, and then help that person to talk to one person, the organic grassroots growth that we would have of engagement in this party would be incredible. And we would become such a force that the liberals would stand no chance against us. I think we also have to make sure we stay engaged. We do not have the luxury of division in this party. If we divide, we will lose into perpetuity. We will lose into perpetuity, and our country and our freedoms will be gone. They've made no bones about the fact that they're coming for our Second Amendment. They're coming for our First Amendment. We are seeing the most pro-abortion administration. They've moved from pro-choice and pro-life. They've moved into a completely different realm that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. And so we've got to buckle up. And as a GOP, we have to get ourselves focused. We have to stay true to the platform, and everyone has to plug in and get engaged.
We've had a great leadership over the years, starting with Charles Taylor in the congressional seat. Charles Taylor held for a number of years, and of course now we got Cawthorn there. What, in your estimation, why is the 11th congressional district so important to the country?
Well, what happens here really does lead what happens in the state. And what happens in this state leads what happens in this country. North Carolina is such a critically important swing state. We have, in our 17 counties, we have 5 of the fastest growing counties in the state of North Carolina with people moving in. And you and I have seen it. People are moving in from different areas of the country.
Sure.
My husband spent over 10 years working for Senator Jesse Helms, and just recently wrapped up a White House appointment with President Trump. So we often talk about those who are moving here from California, New York, New Jersey, people like me who moved here many years ago from Michigan, and they're leaving those liberal policies. People are leaving the liberal places that they lived. We have to, in many ways, I think NC-11 becomes so critical because we have to protect the fact that this is a red district. It is a conservative red district with one little blue dot in the middle, but it is a red district. And we know that this district, the way the 11th goes, is the way that the state of North Carolina goes, and the way that the state of North Carolina goes in many ways determines the outcomes of our national elections. That's how important it is. We'll pick up another congressional seat when they finally get the redistricting done. I know that the hopes are out of Raleigh that will lead to 2 to 3 more Republicans who can be serving in the U.S. House out of the state of North Carolina. But we are a strong conservative hold here. What I think is interesting to think about is why NC-11 is so important to Stacey Abrams and to the new chair of the Democratic Party, Bobby Richardson. It's important because if they can do in Buncombe County what they did in Georgia, meaning getting unregistered voters to register and vote a liberal agenda top to bottom, the surrounding 16 counties, we don't have enough populace to be able to offset that. She set a goal in Georgia to register 500,000 voters and get them to vote top to bottom Democrat. And everything she did in Georgia was legal. And if she executes the same plan in North Carolina, it's legal, which is truly terrifying. But she got 800,000 new voters to the polls in Georgia. 800,000. The vast majority voted absentee ballot. And because of that, we lost the Senate, we lost the White House, and no one within earshot of this believes that Georgia's blue. Georgia is not blue.
Nope.
But she executed a plan that she laid out 2 years ago after she lost that gubernatorial race to Kemp. She created a little booklet. It's 18 pages. You can pull it right off the website. I carry it around with me. And it's her playbook. And the Democrats in North Carolina, the Democratic leadership in North Carolina has said publicly multiple times, we're going to follow the Stacey Abrams playbook. This is what we're going to follow. This is what we're going to follow. This is what we're going to follow. So we know what they're going to do. They're going to go to Mac. They're going to go to Wake. They're going to go to Orange. They're going to go to Durham. They're going to go to Buncombe. And they're going to try to get unregistered voters to register and vote Democrat top to bottom.
Well, Asheville is
we
a hotbed.
have to counter it.
Asheville is a hotbed for liberal voters, isn't it?
Absolutely. And Buncombe County represents almost 50% of the voters for our congressional district, which is why any execution she makes there is we've got to proactively. Our campaign is all about looking forward and being proactive. We know what they're going to do. We've got to do it better. We've got to do it better. I carry registration cards with me everywhere I go. They're in my purse. They're in my campaign bag. They're in the visor of my car. That is our tool. That is our tool to get people who care about this country, who cannot believe the direction that this liberal administration is taking us. Every time they're at the gas pump, think about what Joe Biden has done. When you see illegal immigrants dropping children over the fence to get them here and using them as drug mules. Remember, this is the Biden administration. This is their agenda. This is what they're going to do, and they're doing actively. We have to protect NC-11 in Western North Carolina from those policies because they've made it very clear that they intend to flip this congressional district in this state.
Michelle, we're running out
of time. Which is why I'm running.
we're running out of time. One more quick question. Got about 2 minutes here. What is the future of the GOP in regards to young people getting involved?
Oh my gosh, such a great question. We have such a golden opportunity here, especially in the 11th Congressional District, because we have Madison Cawthorn, the youngest member of the U.S. House, and we also have Jake Johnson, who represents Polk County and part of Henderson County, who's the youngest member of the North Carolina House. Our congressional district's average age is 61. So a big part of our day one work is around leveling up all of our social media platforms to get the young voters engaged. When Madison put something up on Instagram, over 600,000 people engage. It's unbelievable. So we have to meet those young voters where they are. We have to find ways to engage them, and it's been wonderful to see. You've got a young, new county chair there in Bryson Smith in Rutherford County. We've got, at every meeting I go to, I'm seeing young people. We just have to find them on the platforms where they are, get them engaged, find a way to get them engaged. One of the things that I will be doing as the new chair, I have the opportunity to place 4 members onto our executive committee, and I've already committed what those 4 spots will look like. One will be a college Republican, a young man out of Macon County who has helped build a college Republican group from 0 to 200, a young Republican representative, and then a women's club and a men's club, because those organizations are where we find a lot of our young people. And they're here. They're engaged. They were engaged in Madison's campaign, and this is our opportunity to grab them up and bring them into the Republican Party so that that they know that they've got a home here and that they've got a place.
Michelle Woodhouse, thank you so very much for your time this morning. I wish we had a lot more time to talk, but maybe we can do this again soon. Thanks for being a guest on My Great America with Jim and Butch.
Well, thank you so much, and I look forward to being back on with you. I appreciate the work you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for My Great America with Jim and Butch. Join us each Tuesday and Thursday morning at 9:05 for this enlightening program on 100.9 FM and 590 AM. It's My Great America with Jim and Butch.
Partly to mostly sunny skies, still comfortable humidity, but the high should reach the lower 80s. Quiet weather tonight, mostly clear. The low temperatures in the low to mid-50s. Tomorrow, it's still warm, partly cloudy skies. The high temperature in the lower 80s. By Thursday, we see a few showers. I think we'll have a better chance for scattered showers Friday and also Saturday. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Stay in touch with your tax dollars. Listen